Hey, this is part 5 of things in my life about gender. What does that mean? So, it's been 40 minutes already doing this. See, this is why I didn't do this in therapy, because I'm not talking about anything new. And this is a lot of time. And she's not asking me questions and I'm answering them and taking up time for that. No, it's just me talking. So I guess I do think about this a lot. That's funny. Okay, so I was at Girl Scout camp. Performativity of gender. So yeah, I did wear skirts a lot. Never liked it when I was forced to, but like when I was choosing to, I was like, oh yeah, I'm really pretty. I'm wearing a skirt. And it doesn't matter. I can wear whatever I want to. Because I was like, oh no, I want to look like a boy. I want to look like a boy. People won't see me as a boy if I'm wearing like a girly skirt. That's girly. You know, it's sissy. I didn't say sissy. And it's sort of like, as clothing not being gendered. It was really fun wearing skirts. I don't anymore because it's become important for me for other people to see me as male, which is annoying. I wish I didn't have that need. Like once I get some physical transition going on, especially testosterone, because that's like more outwardly visible. I mean, like, I could have surgery. You wouldn't be able to tell. And yeah, so I might wear more look more metrosexual, if you will. But like otherwise, it would make it look like a girl. It's annoying. But yeah, so this one was wearing little skirts. It was a lot of fun, but only when I chose to. And sometimes I wouldn't put on a skirt if I would have had to wear it for a long period of time. Or like if I wore it to school, I would like pack some extra clothing because I knew that I wouldn't feel comfortable with it for that long of a time. Only for a little bit, and then I'd be like, oh, okay, changing and looking like a boy now. So then I went to college. I go to a women's college, and that's when I met my first the first time I met someone who's trans. Actually, no, I had met someone who's trans before, but he wasn't trans then. Yeah, he hadn't like come out as trans. I don't know if he had like come out to himself yet, but I'm sitting this way too long. Okay, but yeah, and then there's this person who was doing off-campus study at some point, and he like wrote a Facebook note about his gender, and it was sort of like, yeah, I'm going by this sort of gender-neutral name. He didn't identify as anything yet, and he said he was still going by she, and he was talking about how he like didn't feel like a girl and stuff. Like later on, it was like, okay, I'll go by he and she. And then later on, I was like, no, I want you to call me he. And now he's on T. He got his T letter from the same therapist who won't give me surgery. I think that's funny. I don't know. I don't understand it. I'm not gonna ask questions concerning another person's transition too much. Okay, college. Right, and that was, and I was like, we were talking about gender a lot. All the time. I mean, not all the time, but it felt like all the time. We were definitely talking about, like, the difference between lesbian and dyke and queer. Like, we're using queer. I'm like, whoa, I never really used this word before. What does it mean? Why is you know, why? Well, we're asking so many different questions because there's so many different new concepts. Oh my God, college. Paradigm shift. But when I read that right after I had this, we were supposed to dress up for this thing, and I was like, oh, wear a pretty dress and put my hair up. Putting my hair up meant wearing a headband over my short hair. Didn't really work. But, you know, and I'll wear earrings and stuff, and I'll look pretty, and it'll be funny, because I'm a boy sort of person, and, oh, I'm wearing a girl, won't that be funny? Oh, I said wearing a girl. That's just interesting, because I'd be performing girl. I was like, I put that on, and I was like, whoa, do not feel comfortable in this. Sometimes I do. That day I did not. And I was like, okay, well, you know, I'll dress up in my boy clothes then. So I dress up boy clothes. And, playing dress up. That's always fun. Wish I remembered me playing dress up and what I thought about that if I gendered any of the clothing. I looked at myself and I'm like, whoa, that kind of looks funny. It kind of looks funny because I, like, had to gender the clothing because I was like, oh, man, I switched. They were gender neutral dress clothing, like formal wear. It really wasn't, and I was really frustrated about that. And I was like, I don't fit into any of these boxes. I don't know how to categorize myself, and then how do I know what clothes I'm supposed to wear? And I was read this, and I read this guy's Facebook note, and I was like, yes, that's it. That really, what you're saying really resonates with me. I started talking to him more and asking him questions. And then talking to other folks at my college. And like really starting figuring myself out. At some point, I realized that I was not a girl. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I was not a woman. Because we were talking more about gender queer and gender variant. The gender isn't just a spectrum, a binary with one thing on one, female on one end and male on the other, and you can have like various like percentages in between. No, we can have places all over the place. Oh my God! And I was like, whoa, there's so many different options. And I was going with bigender for a while, and then I was like, wow, polygender. You know, there's so many different genders that I want to be, and then I perform, and that, you know, changes from day to day. I wake up and I'm a new person every day. Sometimes I feel like wearing a dress. Sometimes I feel like dressing, like wearing baggy pants and a baggy shirt. Sometimes I like something completely different. And I was like, because I was like, that was more when I was like gendering everything. Like, oh, this is gender upon this, and I become a different gender. And it was a very confusing time with so many different labels. And that was when I was like thinking I was asexual, and that was like complicating things more. I was definitely thinking about a lot of stuff then, but I went with not a girl. I'm a not girl. And I started binding with an ace wrap. I like secretly went out and like went to the drugstore and bought an ace wrap. Yeah, it was very funny. I was being sneaky about it. I was just buying an ace wrap. So I started binding that way. And then I finally bought like a binder off the internet. I'd been like waffling about it all the time. Waffling, asking people like, oh, what do you have? What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Like, oh, maybe I won't. Oh, it's too expensive. You know, and that's like, you know, and then it's like really late at night. I bought it, and I was like so exhilarated. Like, it was like sort of a relief. It was sort of like, yeah, I'm taking control. I'm like, oh my God, everything's amazing. It was a very liberating sort of feeling. A weight off my chest, if you will.